Hi, my name is Dan from Trigger Shark. In this video, I'm going to give you a breakdown of the process of what we've developed here with Trigger Shark in the system. I hear it time and time again, especially when it comes to the Slimline version, that people just trust OEM parts, especially with these guns, the 43, 43X, and the 48. If you own one of these, chances are you're carrying it in a lot of cases. Most people carry them because they're a Slimline, they're a little bit more compact. But as a carry gun, I hear it time and time again, people don't trust aftermarket parts. And I tend to agree with you. If you are carrying a weapon that this is you're protecting your life, the reality of it is you want to make sure it's going to go when you need it. And so what we've designed is we've taken that system. The problem with the Slimline trigger system, OEM, is that out of the box, it just doesn't perform very well. The trigger pull's heavy, the shoe isn't desirable, the pre-travel is extremely long, and the reset is extremely long as well. And so what we did is we really wanted to take all these OEM parts and how do we make it a better quality package for your 43, 43X, and 48 trigger system. And we've got it. And so I'm going to do a breakdown of showing you kind of what this trigger system does. And we're going to do kind of some walkthrough. I've got a diagram I'm going to show you and just give you a better understanding of kind of what this trigger system is going to do and how it's going to perform to net you a better action, better performance, and still getting the reliability that you trust in those OEM parts. So as we have here, we have a 43X. I'm going to do a safety check. There's no magazine, there's no ammunition, everything is clear. And as you can see in this trigger, this is an OEM trigger, and what we're going to do here is I want to show you where that pre-travel is. So if you can kind of work with me here, bear with me here. So we're seeing that trigger shoe at that point is right there. So we're going to mark that just to show you where that pre-travel is. It's kind of the tip of that. So we're going to use black for the original trigger system. So as we're pulling this, we're going to do a dry fire. What we want to do is, this is your pre-travel. So as we're getting to that pre-travel, you can start to feel that wall. Once you hit that wall, that's your trigger. That's where it goes bang. So right about there, you can see is where your braking point is. That's where your trigger brake is, or the wall, okay? But then you can also see how that's your brake and your trigger is back here. That's called over travel. There's two things that are affiliated with over travel. It's your reset and your over travel. The over travel is the distance between the brake and the travel back, whereas the reset is usually correlated relatively close to that braking point. So again, we've got our starting point, our wall, our over travel, and our reset. So that's your OEM trigger. I don't want to say it's the squirt gun feel, but it's a long trigger pull, and it's relatively heavy. So one of the things that Glock did do to try to remedy the weight is they went to a minus connector, and while that helps with the weight, it doesn't necessarily improve the total performance of the trigger. So we took minus connectors, modified them, and included them in this package. So here's what we're going to do. Again, I'm going to do a safety check, make sure it's clear. We're going to remove the trigger system, the OEM trigger system that's in there. And of course, I'm dropping stuff. Remove that. All right, so we're going to take that off. We're going to remove that connector, put a minus connector in there, and this is the Trigger Shark minus connector. So your pull weight's going to be around that 4 to 4.5, somewhere in that range there is usually what we're seeing, depending on the gun, a little bit different with each one. Here's our Trigger Shark trigger system. We're going to put that in there. And as you can see, there's two modifications to the shoe. We have one in the front of the shoe and one in the back of the shoe. These are going to have a direct effect on the pre-travel and the over-travel and reset, as well as the fact that there's significant modifications to the safety tab in the shoe. As you can see, there's a textured feel here. It's still got the beveled look, but it's got a smoother feel to it than what it did before. Plus the fact that this safety tab, if I heard it once, I've heard it a million times, it's sharp, it's got that bead, And so what we've did is we've really flattened that out and given it more of a smoother feel to it. So the shoe in general has got a lot better feel to it, a lot softer feel to it, and just a more appeasing feel to the actual trigger pull itself. So we're gonna put that in. Now, all of these trigger systems are set and pre-calibrated exactly where the pre-travel is as well as the reset. What I will tell you, actually I'm gonna pull this back out. It comes with a hex key, okay? The most important thing with the hex key is it's for the bottom. Right here, I will tell you, this will fit and this will adjust your pre-travel, but please be careful, please don't. Reason why, these are calibrated exactly where we want them to be to make sure that our safety tab right here still engages. If you adjust the pre-travel too far, your safety tab is going to surpass the frame of the gun. It's not going to be effective. So right now everything is set this way. So this is your hex key for your pre-travel, or I'm sorry, your over travel and your reset to make that adjustment, as you'll see. Now, if you want to back that off, give yourself a little bit more of a reset, you can make those adjustments. So this is the key that's going to come with your package. All right, so we put that back together here. Sometimes I can get a little bit, you gotta maneuver that a little bit more once you start adjusting that. There you go. Okay, so now as you can see, we're gonna take a red marker and we're going to mark now our setting point is right there. So we've reduced our pre-travel. And then here's where the real action really comes in here to show the benefit and the performance of the trigger. Your brake is gonna be the same. As you can see, that brake, there is no over travel. So I'll show you again. Stops immediately, no over travel. Reset, sharp. So again, everything is pre-calibrated. We test every one of these before we send them out. But you are getting a lighter, a better feel, a softer feel, a better textured feel, a lighter trigger, and a better performing trigger with all the elements of a better reset, no over travel, and a lot less pre-travel. To give you just an overall better performing trigger, okay? Another diagram I'm just gonna show you here just to give you a better understanding. Forgive the illustrations because it's pretty awful. This is your shoe. This is your pre-travel. As you can see, this is where we started. This is where we ended up putting it, right about there. That didn't work. Right about there to your brake or your wall, right here. And then we got rid of all this. So we basically created your over travel to end right about there and your reset right about there. Again, just giving you an overall better performing trigger. Using all OEM parts. So now you can get the OEM reliability that you want in Trigger Shark or in Glock, and now get it in Trigger Shark with our system. We wanted to provide this demo. We're a new company. We're excited about the products that we're coming out with. We're going to be coming out with more products here in 2024, newer and improved products as well. But we're really excited about this system to create a great enhancement to the Slimline Glock version. Thank you and have a great day.